Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Muy buenos días. Thank you so very much for being here. Your participation in this very important day is greatly, greatly appreciated. This is a day of celebration, to recognize your contributions, to thank you, and to launch a new beginning as the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. I cannot help but be amazed at the great things the University of Texas Pan American has accomplished as a strong institution of higher education, as well as the significant and long-lasting contributions this institution has made in the Rio Grande Valley and across the country since its founding in 1927. We grew from a 200-student junior college, Edinburg College, in 1927 to an over 21,000 doctoral granting institution as the University of Texas Pan American. In 1997, the Wall Street Journal recognized our institution as creating a powerful Hispanic middle class in the Rio Grande Valley. None of this would have been possible without the previous generations of Bronx that paved the road for your hard work, your incredible dedication, and everlasting commitment to improving the intellectual and the social and economic well-being of our students and communities in the Valley and beyond. Indeed, we have much to be proud of, thanks to you. As we enter the final phase of the transition to UT Pan American and UT Brownsville to the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, all who have a connection to this great institution continue to make history with each and every decision and every action we take as we build a brand new institution of higher education on the strong foundations of UT Brownsville and UT Pan American. I sincerely hope that each and every one of you will take great pride in the role that you have played in making higher education history with the creation of UTRGV. But I also hope that you will be very proud of your part in the development of UT Pan American into one of the finest universities in this country. The UTPA legacy, your legacy, and that of UT Brownsville will help define the future of UTRGV, and our future looks promising and bright. Please know how much you are appreciated. I personally want to thank each and every one of you and commend you for all you have done for UT Pan American and all that you will continue to do for the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. I especially want to thank the UTPA's President's Cabinet and their staff. They have been a strong foundation and have worked incredibly hard during this time of transition. I also want to recognize the hard and ongoing work of the UTPA's President's staff, and to all of you, I say, muchísimas gracias. As we open a new chapter in higher education in the Rio Grande Valley, I look forward to the significant and transformational impact UTRGV will have on our community. While there is much to be done, I am amazed at all we have accomplished together in such a short period of time. It has been truly remarkable. And once again, de mi corazón a su corazón, muchísimas gracias. It is now really a true honor and my distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. Guy Bailey. Dr. Bailey was named founding president of the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley in May of 2014. Prior to being named president of UTRGV, He served as president of the University of Alabama and of Texas Tech University, as chancellor of University of Missouri, Kansas City, provost and executive vice president at the University of Texas, San Antonio, dean of liberal arts at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, chair of the English department at Oklahoma State University and the University of Memphis, and as a faculty member at Texas A&M and Emory universities. During his time at Texas Tech, the university met the criteria established by the Texas State Legislature for participation in the National Research University Fund and saw its enrollment grow by over 3,900 students, a 14% increase. And it saw its research expenditures grow by almost $90 million, 170% increase. And it saw its graduation rate increase by 5 percentage points. These are outstanding accomplishments by any standards. During Dr. Bailey's tenure at UTSA, the university was named an emerging research university by the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, added 16 new doctoral programs, more than doubled its external funding for research, saw its total enrollment grow by more than 40%, and saw its graduate enrollment grow by almost 50%. University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, prepare yourself. While Dr. Bailey was at UMKC, the university completed a $200 million capital campaign and built or gained approval for about $175 million in new construction. From 2010 to 2012, Dr. Bailey served on the board of directors of the NCAA and on the executive committee of the board of directors of the Big 12 Athletic Conference. He has also served on the board of trustees of the Midwest Research Institute since 2007. Dr. Bailey continues to do research on language change and variation. His research with his slave wife, Jan, has been featured in a front-page article in the New York Times, on National Public Radio, on CNN Headline News, on BBC Radio, in Texas Monthly, and in the San Antonio Express News. Since 1984, Dr. Bailey has brought over $1 million in external funding for his research. As you can see, Dr. Bailey has significant experience and excellent accomplishments as a faculty member, a scholar, and an institutional leader. And, as you will see in a few seconds, he is still moving full speed ahead as we enter a new era, an era of change, an era of growth, an era of transformation, the era of the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores, please join me in welcoming and providing our strongest support to Dr. Guy Bailey, the founding president of the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
Thank you so much. Hang around here a minute. Thank you so much. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. If you ever want to think about what you've accomplished in, as a university over a period of time, simply come to this building. I don't know if you understand how difficult it is to get funding for a performing arts center these days. I had one of the best music conservatories in the country at University of Missouri, Kansas City, as you know, and never could get funding to build a center like this. This is really remarkable, and it's a great symbol for what you've achieved over a long period of time. It's a beautiful facility, and so thank you for having me here. We want to do three things today. I want to thank all of you for everything you've done, and I want to thank Dr. Rodriguez in just a minute for everything he's done. I want to give you a chance to meet some of the new team we have in place. There are several vice presidents and some others who've been hired who are new to this area and want you to be able to put a name and a face. They're people you'll interact with and work with on a regular basis. And then the last thing I want to do is kind of lay out some ideas about where we're going and where we've come. So, first of all, you know, there could not have been a tougher job than being interim president over the last year at University of Texas Pan American. Think about this. You have two presidents, right? Well, one maybe is more than enough. Dr. Rodriguez has done a wonderful job. Yeah, so I tried not to get in his way. I did my best to stay out of his way. He did a marvelous job, and I think all of you know that. You saw his work. I can't tell you anything you don't know. At the same time, he served as provost of the new institution, as he will going forward. I want you to think about that. That's a remarkable achievement. No one deserves our thanks more than he does. He did a remarkable job. Would you stand and applaud and honor him for what he has done? Thank you. Thank you. Here's the best thing. Hey, the good news is he's not going anywhere. That's the great news. We have something to recognize and honor your achievements, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. What I want to do next is introduce the leadership team and let you put names.
I can give you something.
Oh, you're going to give me some? Okay, thank you.
So, Dr. Bailey, on behalf of the students, the faculty, and the staff of the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley here in the Edinburg campus, we want to turn over to you our keys to our campus, and we know you will provide great and excellent leadership as the president of the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let's put it where it doesn't fall. Thank you. Thank you. As I said, I want to introduce the leadership team, but I'm going to ask each of them to stand. You may want to hold your applause till the end because you'll be applauding for a while. It'll take us a little while to do that. But first of all, we have the president of our Student Government Association here, Alberto. Are you? Yeah, Alberto Adame. You know him. I can't tell you what a terrific job the students have done over the last year. They've gotten in, they've pitched in and done it, and just been a joy and a pleasure to work with. And I look forward to working with Alberto as we go forward. All of you know Dr. Javidan Rodriguez. He will be our provost at our new institution, and I can't tell you what an honor it's been to work with him. He does a great job. Our chief of staff and vice president for operations, Jana Arney. Jana, will you stand up? Jana, as most of you know, was at UT Brownsville for many years and is still working with me after a year. So that's that says a great deal about her patience and so forth. Other people on our executive team, Veronica Gonzalez is our vice president for governmental and community relations. And if you ever go to the Capitol, take Veronica with you. They love her. I mean, you realize what an asset we have when you walk the halls of the Capitol with her. Every legislator hugs her. They respect her, and we're honored to have her. Dr. Kristen Kroll is our vice president for student success in the front row, and all of you know Kristen. And notice we have student success. We'll hit that word more as we go along. Now, there's Cynthia Brown is also here. Cynthia's deputy provost, but that really doesn't explain what Cynthia does. I think Cynthia does a little bit of everything. So, and it's been a pleasure to work with her as well. Now, people who are new to our institution, I'll introduce and have them stand up. I want to say a little bit about them, about where they came from. Dr. Kelly Cronin is Vice President for Advancement. Kelly, if you'll stand for just a minute. She joins us most recently from the University of Colorado, and prior to that, she was Vice Chancellor for Institutional Advancement at Texas Tech System. Now, Kelly led a $1 billion, that's with a B, campaign at Texas Tech, very successful when it was more than $1 billion. In addition, Kelly is the person responsible. If you go to El Paso, there's a Paul Foster School of Medicine there. That was endowed with a $50 million gift. The person who got that gift was Kelly. So I've told Kelly, I don't expect 50, I'll settle for 40. A $40 million gift will do just fine. Thank you, Kelly. But if you start looking for people in advancement around the United States, she is among the top 4 or 5 in the country. We're very fortunate to have her here. Also new to UTRGV, Teresa, if you'll stand, Dr. Teresa Maldonado is our Senior Vice President for Research, Innovation, Economic Development. She joins us most recently from the Texas A&M Health Science Center, where she was Special Assistant to the CEO. She also served as Interim Vice President for Research and Associate Vice Chancellor for the A&M system. Perhaps even more important, she did two terms at the National Science Foundation. She knows the funding agencies in Washington very well. Somebody we're very fortunate to have, and we beat out a lot of universities for her service. It's an honor to have her here, Teresa. Thank you. Not in attendance today, most of you have met Dr. Frank Fernandez, who's Dean of the School of Medicine and VP for Medical Affairs, and so you know about his background. Frank is he's either at a meeting with developing partnerships or psychoanalyzing someone. I'm not sure which. Frank's a psychiatrist, by the way. Don't tell him your dreams. Anyway, Chris King is not here either, but and all of you know Chris, our athletics director. Nor is Marty Baylor, nor his team. Myrna Gonzalez is not with us either, and they're, I hope, out making money. I guess we can pass around the money while they're gone, but anyway, I want you to also meet our new deans, and so I'm going to have, I don't know that all of them are here, but those who are here, I'll ask to stand. Is Dr. Mark Anderson is new, and he's Dean of the Honors College. Is Mark here? Yeah, he's traveling from New Mexico State University. The Honors College is an important part of what we want to do. We want our students to have the same educational opportunities you can have anywhere in the United States. We don't want you to have to go anywhere. And the Honors College is an important part of that. Dr. Anderson, an experienced leader for that. Dr. Parwinder Grawal joins us from the University of Tennessee as the Dean of the College of Sciences. Excellent credentials, and I know a lot of folks at Tennessee, and they speak very highly of him. Also new to UTRGV is our Dean of College of Education and P16 Integration, Dr. Patricia McHatton, who joins us from the University of Missouri, Kansas City. Dr. McHatton and I share a university, but we weren't there at the same time. But I know everyone at UMKC, and listen, she comes with remarkable credentials. People speak very highly of her, and we're fortunate to have you here. Dean of the College of Liberal Arts, Dr. Walter Diaz. And all of you know him. He was the Dean of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences at UT Pan American. Interim Dean of the College of Engineering and Computer Science, Dr. Miguel Gonzalez. And again, you know him. He was your Dean of Computer Engineering and Computer Science at UT Pan American. The Interim Dean of the College of Fine Arts and my favorite pianist, Dr. Dalia Guerra. And all of you know her and know what a fine pianist and performer. She's been Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities at UT Pan American. Interim Dean of the College of Business and Entrepreneurship, Dr. Mark Kroll, who served as Dean of the School of Business at UT Brownsville. Very knowledgeable, very experienced, and a native of the Valley, by the way. The Interim Dean of the College of Health Affairs, Dr. Michael Lecker, who served as Interim Dean of the College of Biomedical Sciences and Health Professions at UT Brownsville. And so we have a good group of deans, and they've done a remarkable job in helping us stand up the institution for our August 31st opening. We really appreciate that. a number of other people, several other people who are new to the university. I wish we could introduce everyone, but these people you'll interact with from time to time. They're very important to our institution, and most of you don't know them, so I'll ask them to stand. Karen Adams is our Chief Legal Officer. Karen joins us from UT Southwestern, and she brings years of legal experience, and not only general academic, but at a health science center as well. And so we're delighted to have Karen. Susan Brown joins us as our AVP for Strategic Analysis and Institutional Reporting, and she was most recently, you may know her as the former Deputy Commissioner for Planning and Accountability at the Higher Education Coordinating Board. Susan knows more about reporting and the numbers in the state of Texas than anybody. You were at the Coordinating Board 28 years, right? She invented all the reporting stuff that we do. She invented, right? Yeah, she invented all that stuff. And it's real important because your funding hinges on how well you do your reporting. Think about this. The dollars you get, everything hinges on reporting, and so I thought we needed the best, and we went out and hired the person who invented it. So anyway, and we're glad. I've known Susan since 1997, and she came to work for me anyway, so I really appreciate that. Patrick Gonzalez is here. Patrick is our AVP for University Marketing Communication, our institutional spokesperson. Patrick joins us from Texas Tech, where he was, I think, the assistant director, associate director there. He has newspaper experience in Lubbock and in Detroit. Patrick has the great honor of being from the same hometown my late wife was, Slayton, Texas. If you don't know where that is, most people don't know where that is. Small town in West Texas. Mike James joins us from UT Southwestern as our Chief HR Officer. Many of you have already worked with Mike. Over 20 years in experience in higher education, also in a health institution. If you'll notice, that's our second person from UT Southwestern. We're going to introduce one more in a minute. If I fall ill, do not take me to UT Southwestern, please. I don't think I'm welcome there anymore. Richard Sanchez, Richard is over here, comes to us from the office of Representative Munoz, and he was Chief of Staff there. He has 20 years of state service, plus experience in private industry, and he's the Associate Vice President for Governmental Relations. He was a pleasure to work with this past spring. We had a very good legislative session, and Veronica and Richard were in large part responsible for that. The newest member of our team is Diane Shepard, and she joins us from, yes, UT Southwestern, where I'm not welcome, as our Chief Compliance Officer. And she brings years of experience in medical school and in research compliance. Would you please join me in welcoming all these people to the Valley? Thank you. I want to thank you again for all you've done. We have a short video that I want to play, and it kind of documents where we've come from over the last couple of years, and I think it kind of highlights a lot of the things that have been done. So if you would take just a minute, let's see the video and reflect back on where we've come from.
Mr. Chairman and members of the board, today we offer a monumental opportunity for the Board of Regents to make history, to think bold and big, to expand educational and health opportunities in South Texas beyond what we envisioned.
So with that, members, I move adoption, and I ask for your unanimous support and a record vote, as we do need 2/3 vote. Thank you.
Members, record vote has been requested. A record vote is granted. The clerk will please ring the bell. Show Chairman Oliveira voting aye. Have all voted? There being 136 ayes, no nays, the bill is finally passed to third reading.
Today, the students of South Texas are able to stay closer to home to earn their college degrees. This area of the state is critical to our state's future, and our investments in the children of South Texas will return to us 1,000-fold. I've had some fabulous and wonderful moments as the governor of Texas, but I'm not sure that I've ever had one that was any more impactful or one that I have enjoyed any more than being able to walk to that table and put my pen to paper and create one of the next great universities in America. Thank you.
The new university will not be possible without you. What a challenge. And yet, what an exciting opportunity, but what an important responsibility.
I'm proud to say I'm from the Rio Grande Valley, and I move that the UT System Board of Regents name the Union University of South Texas the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley.
To be a founding dean, that is really the opportunity of a lifetime, and one that I am proud to pledge to you all of my efforts and dedication.
What I want us to do as an institution, I want us to first and foremost be student-focused. The most important thing that we always do in higher education is we educate students. If we do it right, what happens here will be all over the United States. This will set the pattern for higher education in the future.
By bringing the best and the brightest students, the best and the brightest teachers, the best and the brightest researchers, and the best and the brightest doctors, we're going to improve not just health, but life. Life in the Rio Grande Valley.
And to focus our research in a way that it can have a very positive impact on the local community, in addition to having an impact on some of the most pressing public health problems facing our whole nation today.
HEB is proud to partner with UTRGV and the South Texas Diabetes and Obesity Institute with a gift of $1 million.
And I hope that you all are just as excited as we are to be part of the first class of UTRGV.
You are the foundation for a formidable learning environment for the medical school.
If this project didn't exist, I would have no other choice but to leave my friends, to leave my family, to leave this community, to realize my dream.
The students of the Valley are ready to move and be moved, to become all that we truly can be.
Tomorrow's students of this new university are going to be able to stay here in the Valley and be happy and have hope.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been quite a journey, and I want to thank you. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you and everything you've done. Now, what I want to do is a short presentation. I'll try to take about 15 minutes here, and a little bit about what we're going to be doing. And so, as we move forward here, I think you'll get a good idea. Let's see. That's a little faster than I wanted to go. There we go. Okay, where are we today? When I first talked to you, I don't know if you remember the first time I came to campus. I was in blue jeans, and remember that? I do have a suit, if you haven't seen me since then, but it was more comfortable in blue jeans, I'll have to admit. But as we move forward, I said that there was a lot of worry at the time that this was a cost-cutting measure, and absolutely, I said the vast majority of people, and I meant the vast majority, would have jobs in the new institution, And so I was exactly right about that. 97% of the faculty and staff at UTB and UTPA have been hired at UTRGV. And we've hired 1,627 staff members and 903 faculty. That goes up a little bit every day. Those are numbers from last week. Now, I was wrong about one thing I told you. I said I thought we could get the hiring done by Thanksgiving or Christmas. I was really wrong. So I hope you did not bet on that. I hope you didn't put money on it, because you lost big time. The truth is, both universities had very different systems, very different classifications. It was far more complicated than any of us realized at the time. So we took our time and tried to get it right. Hiring is still ongoing. We're not through. We'll have far more staff and faculty as we move forward than the two legacy institutions had. And that only makes sense. We're a more complex institution. That was yesterday's number. It's 27,130. Maggie, are you out there? 27,130, is that right? That's correct. Yeah, today there are 27,130 students currently enrolled. And by the way, I can't thank the enrollment management people enough. They've done a remarkable job during a very difficult year. Remember, even through January, they were still recruiting for UTPA and UTB. They've really had a tough job, and they've done a great job enrolling our first class. We expect about 28,000 people. All the VPs have been hired in the last two areas, advancement and research, and I told you they would be the last two. They're completing their units currently. We're ready to open the doors August 31st. Now, here's something that I hope everybody understands. It will not be without some glitches. It will not, think about it. What we're doing, there's no way you can open this up without a glitch or two. But you know what we're going to do? You're going to help us identify the glitches. We're going to correct them and move forward. That's the way it operates. So it's not going to be perfect, but we think we're in very good shape for this. Let's see. What are we? Well, remember, we're not simply a merger of UTB and UTPA. More complicated than that, and here's why we couldn't do that. Remember, the origin of all of this came about when Francisco Cigarroa and Dr. Reyes, and the former board chair, Gene Powell, were sitting around talking about how they could get PUF money to the Valley. The PUF is the one resource that the University of Texas system has for providing resources to institutions. And constitutionally, the only way they could do that was to create UTRGV. And that's why we have it. And I'll talk about that PUF investment in just a few minutes. Without PUF, the medical school wouldn't be possible, and the medical school will provide a huge leverage for our general academic as well. What happens to the legacy institutions? Well, we're going to honor those achievements. Somebody asked me if that Bronc out front, if they could have the Bronc. No, it'll be there long after you and I are gone. It's there forever. I told the folks in Brownsville, those scorpions are going to stay on the bathroom wall. They're not real scorpions. They're in the tile, and we're not. I mean, that's part of who we are. That is who we are, where we came from, and that legacy we honor. We want to maintain symbols of the legacies. We want to maintain relationships. If you're an emeritus faculty at UTPA or UTB, we would love to have you as an emeritus faculty at UTRGV as well. We want all of those relationships. If you're an alum, we'd love to have you as ours as well. And those are relationships we'll continue to work on to maintain. Very important to us to recognize and honor all of the achievements of the two institutions. Our focus, you're going to hear this over and over again, and if I repeat myself, it's not old age. Sometimes it might be, but in this case it's not. There are four things we're really focused on: the success of our students. It's not enough to admit students. We need to graduate students, and we'll work very hard. That's why we have a vice president for student success. That's you measure the success of a university by the success of its students. Harvard is Harvard because of what all its students, everything that the students have done there. And so student success will always be our first focus. Educational opportunity, and this is almost as important. One of the, you could get a great education at UT Pan American, UT Brownsville, very good education. What you didn't have access to was the full range of programs that you had in Houston, or you had in Dallas, or you had in San Antonio. Our task is to make sure over time that our students have access to everything in the Valley they'd have elsewhere. And so we'll be developing lots of programs as we go forward. And again, this is all about educational opportunity for our students. Medical education, you're well aware of this, and we're one of the most medically underserved parts of the United States. Our medical school is designed to help take care of that. And then we'll do research, especially on issues that impact the region. By the way, I won't quit doing linguistic research. That won't impact the region very much. But diabetes and obesity was our first investment, and you understand very well why we did that. We'll invest in things that have an impact on the everyday lives of our valley. Okay, our purpose, remember we're a university for the entire region, and by the way, as I've met our cheerleaders and dance team, they range from everywhere from, from Rio Grande City to Brownsville. We have people from all over the valley. I was very pleased with when I went through and asked their hometowns. We're going to focus on success, expand educational opportunity, integrate the general academic and medical education. And by the way, as we move a medical school in, that will transform all of our university. And then we're going to reach emerging research status in 7 years. Now, I'm going to explain why that's important in just a minute. But and that's a short timeline, but we did it in San Antonio. You can do everything people there did. And in fact, we have some assets they didn't have. Anyway, and then the last thing, to be a bicultural, biliterate, bilingual institution, if you look at the United States and the world of 2050, we have assets other people don't have. And the fact that, and if I ask how many of you are bilingual, probably 2/3 of the room, that's a huge asset going forward. We want to take advantage of that asset. Okay, what's been achieved so far? Well, the biggest thing is that we've got most of our faculty and staff hired. That's a real big deal. And again, thank you for all your work in that. The faculty, you've developed a curriculum. You're ready to stand up courses for the fall. Are we offering more than 5,000 courses? Is that right? What did you think about that? That's quite an achievement. The first class has been admitted, and thank you again to all the folks in enrollment management for doing this. A tremendous achievement. The medical school has been admitted to candidacy by LCME. That's a tough deal, and we were able to do it, breeze right through it. The MD has been approved by the coordinating board. I mentioned the hiring of the faculty and technicians for the South Texas Diabetes and Obesity Institute. They had about just under $12 million when they came here in federal funding. They've garnered another $6 million since then. And our competency-based degree program in biomedical science has been approved. It'll be the first one at a public institution in the state of Texas. I think we admitted 160-something students, is that right? And we had, 600 applicants or something? Yeah, think about that. There was great demand for that. As we add, we think we'll be in demand as an institution. Stargate, most of you know about SpaceX coming to the other end of the valley, and there's been a huge investment in our astrophysics to support that. The private support, you saw some of that in the video, and we anticipate much more. By the way, the expectations of us for garnering private supports are much greater than they've ever been. And PUF and UT system investments. I mentioned the PUF fund and over the last 2 years, the investment of the University of Texas system is really, I've never seen anything quite like it. I've never been associated with it. And I wondered why my fellow presidents kind of looked at me in an odd way, and it's because we've gotten so much PUF money the last 2 years. About $500 million. This is a $500 million, $500 million investment in the valley. And you can see you've got 3 buildings going up in the debt service for that, the operations support for the medical school, for smart hospital and things like that. faculty startup packages, and we'll be asking for more. But it's a significant investment. And again, if you ever get a chance to thank board members, if you see Regent Aliseda, thank him for what they've done. I've never been associated with anything quite like it. Well, here's the thing. To whom much is given, much is expected. So the expectations for us and of us have changed as well. And I know you'll embrace all of those things. We're expected to enhance educational opportunity for the students of the Valley. We're expected to add degree programs in areas of demand and need, especially at the professional programs and doctoral programs. We'll be adding a number of those as we go forward. And also additional master's and undergraduate programs as they're needed in areas of need. And then we're expected to move toward emerging research status, and this involves those things. I've put up the addition of programs, the expansion of our research funding, and our fundraising from private resources. Why is it important to go to emerging research status? Well, in addition to educational opportunity, see if I can get this. Yeah, in addition to more educational opportunity for our students, there's a practical thing that will affect your everyday life. Now, right now we're one of, I think, 27 comprehensive universities in the state of Texas, and we have access to the Comprehensive Research Fund, right, and through the legislature. It's $14 million. We did real well. We got over $1 million of that, so we got far more than our share of that. However, if we had been an emerging research institution, we would have had access to the Core Research Fund. Now, there are 8 emerging research universities. They split up $117 million, right? That's a lot more, you understand. And they also had access to the Texas Research Incentive Program. This is a program that provides a state dollar match for private gifts for research. That's another $138 million. If you were one of those 8 institutions and you got just 10% of each of those funds, what's that, 25 million? That's an additional 20, you know what you can do with an additional, that's nearly 20% of our state appropriations. All of us will be positively affected as we move to emerging research status. And then when you get into the emerging research category and you meet some benchmarks for a national research institution, which we can do too, you get to share that National Research University Fund. There are 2 universities that shared that $61 million, Houston, University of Houston, Texas Tech. That's another $15 million a year. So for Texas Tech or Houston, that's $40 million a year that we didn't get and didn't have access to. Now, multiply that by 10 years, well, you see, you can see the difference. We're in a situation in American higher education where you have haves and have-nots. We want to be a have. We have a great opportunity to move into the have category, and so we want to take full advantage of this. What should you expect in the future? Okay, this is the most important thing I want to say today. When we open our doors August 31st, this isn't the end. It's the beginning. We're just getting started. Think about this. Our future is ahead of us. New programs, expanded opportunities for students, expanded opportunities for faculty and staff as well. And all of this will change us dramatically. I mean, as we add the medical school, as we add new degree programs, we're going to change significantly as an institution going forward. I think it's all for the better. And remember, it's a new university, and so we'll do some things differently. We're not really looking to do things the Brownsville way or the Pan Am way. We're looking, ask yourself this question: what's the best practice in the United States? And that's what we want to do. What are the best, our student success people are looking, what are the best practices in the country? That's what we want to put in place, and we'll ask that question over and over again. Remember, we're going to be far more complex than we've ever been, and when you integrate the medical school, it changes the whole thing. If you'll notice, we had legal counsel and HR and compliance people with medical school experience. There's a reason for that, as you'll understand when you're going forward. But it also will create lots of opportunity for all of us as well. The end result, is we're looking at a period of continual change, and that's a good thing, not a bad thing. The worst thing that can happen to you is when you're not changing, because that means nothing good is happening. So it's a great and a bright future if we embrace it. Expectations, okay, everybody else is trying to move forward too. Incremental progress doesn't get you anywhere. It's the same thing as failure. We want to move forward in big leaps as we have been doing. This building represents not incremental progress, right? UTRGV attitude, no should always be our last answer. Here's the thing, we want to find a way to get things done, not to find ways not to get things done. Does that make sense? And I had this student, little anecdote about a student who came and had a block and trying to get enrolled, and they said, well, you can't do it, you got a block. Well, the answer is, let's figure out how you can get this unblocked so you can get, and we'll try to do the same thing when you come to us. We may have to tell you no, but no will be the last answer and not the first. And so keep that in mind. We want to try to get to yes. No is the last answer. And then remember, your competition isn't in the valley. Brownsville, Edinburg aren't your competition. Your competition is San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Arlington. Hey, the game's entirely different. It's a new time for us, and I can't tell you what an exciting time it's going to be. It's a real honor for me to move forward with you. I've heard great things about people at UTPA for years and years, and everything I've heard, I think it's true. So I look forward to moving forward with you. We have a terrific opportunity, and we are going to build our future. So the other thing I want to do, as we move toward the opening day, we have a week of celebration set up, and so I'm going to turn it over to Ben Reyna and let Ben tell you about everything that's going to happen first week of classes. Ben?
Thank you, Dr. Bailey, Dr. Rodriguez. Good afternoon, well, good morning, I guess still, and what a beautiful day. And it's such a wonderful day, and here we are in this great facility, and above all, what a great audience and a beautiful audience that we have today. And one of the things that has been happening over the last few months, among all the other things that needed to be done, was to try to find a way that we could commemorate and celebrate all the great things that have been mentioned here before, and more importantly, how we're going to celebrate moving forward. And so a group of our colleagues, known as the Best Week Ever Planning Team from across all divisions, and also our dear friends and colleagues at Student Life have been working really hard in developing some really, really unique events. And I am delighted this morning to introduce to you a really short video that will highlight the best week ever. Please join me in seeing the video. I don't think I have to say much. It's incredible, the amount of activities that we will have across the valley to celebrate this great and best week ever. And so we wanted to highlight a couple of the events, though. You know, one of the events that it's truly representative of, you know, going across the valley is the Tour of the Valley. It's a bicycle ride from Edinburg to Harlingen, and when one leaves in Brownsville and ends in Harlingen, and will arrive at the Harlingen rack. So we've heard of Tour de France, right? And this is Tour of the Valley. So it won't be long before all the networks and everyone will start focusing on us on the Tour of the Valley, because it truly will allow everyone to participate and have a really nice ride in commemoration and celebrating the wonderful opening of UT Rio Grande Valley. There's also quite a few other events that you saw on there, but one of the ones that I really enjoyed, and after talking to some of our colleagues a couple of days ago, they were telling me about the bands. They were telling me about the food, but they were really telling me about the bands and the wonderful music that they will provide. But it'll include food, music, and we will even have a fireworks show. And I think that certainly is going to be a huge highlight with the event that will occur on Monday afternoon and Monday evening. And so we ask everyone and encourage everyone to please, you know, log in and look at our website, and you will be able to get a list of all the different activities. There will be reminders and there will be emails going out, reminding everyone and giving the, you know, exact times and locations of all the events. I mean, I'm sure that it's kind of difficult to capture all those great events that were up on the screen. I also wanted to pause for a moment, and I wanted to recognize our cheer and dance squad under the direction of Ms. Laura Solis. You know, they did a phenomenal job. I think they deserve a big round of applause. And they're actually wearing the uniform for the first, actually the second day, but it's for the first time here. So it's their wonderful uniforms. So we also obviously launching another great element of UTRGV. And certainly also wanted to recognize the UTRGV pep band under the direction of Dr. Raul Torres. They deserve a big round of applause. So we know, events take obviously a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of planning, and a lot of help. And we want to thank all the volunteers that have been helping. But here is also an opportunity for all our colleagues, each and every one of us, to participate in every single event, either by riding on the bike ride, or by perhaps volunteering at any event. And so as we finish our program today, there will be some tables outside where we will be, registering persons that want to volunteer for every single type of event that we have, whether you want to participate in it, whether you want to support it by helping with it, or by perhaps, providing some ideas and suggestions for us. Everyone is certainly welcome to join the celebration. Volunteers are very, very important in everything that we do. But also today, we have something really, really special. And so today, some of our colleagues have been working behind the scenes for quite some time. And so it was a group from the, academic side, from marketing, even fashion. And so we have a very, very special gift for everyone here today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the special value of the day. This is the official UTRGV coffee mug. Sometimes we're in meetings, everybody gets one. No. Now, the reason I'm raising it is so that our cameras can zoom in for those folks that are not with us in the audience. And also, something to remember at UTRGV, we do great things. We don't do little things, mediocre things, we do great things. So our audience today, every single member of our audience gets a free gift. It just doesn't happen in Oprah, and it just doesn't happen with Ellen DeGeneres. It happens here at UTRGV. So if she's watching, we hope that she'll donate the first car, right? So that we can, right here. So you have this beautiful coffee mug, but ladies and gentlemen, since this is the special value of the day, there's more. You also get this beautiful lapel pin, and it's really coordinated with anything that you wear. You notice the colors and the lettering. Doesn't matter whether you wear red, orange, or white. It's just a beautiful, it's just a basic color, a base color. Very, very important. But as I said, this is a package that was put together. It's a one-time deal only. It will never be repeated again. And so we spent a lot of time. You know, these things only happen once, so this is the only place you can get it. The other thing, it includes a beautiful pen. It has the UTRGV logo. It clicks, easy to, you know, it's a nice writing instrument, matching color to the mug. And also, for those of us that have the tablets and need a little device to touch the screen so we don't leave the little smudge print or fingerprints. In my I guess, profession, we always talk about fingerprints, law enforcement. But this one, you can actually touch the screen and you will be able to read the screen at the end of the day. So really, really unique. It's also free. Now here's the thing, this is like free, right? I mean, we all love free, right? And so we have like clearance right here, but free is over here. And so now you have your pen, right? So you're writing around, you're walking around the office with a mug and showing everybody you were here. This is the only place you can get it. And so then you kind of stretch out your arm. And we have the matching bracelet, only today. The greatest university in the country, UTRGV. I want to make sure the cameras capture this for those viewers that are not here with us today, because this is all part of this package. But wait, it gets better. Something that hasn't really changed, you know, in our time, and I'm sure most of us that are here today were here before Y2K, right? Working here. We have the pencil, the official pencil. And, you know, and so this is also part of this package because we couldn't do the special value at this university, really including a complete set, right? So you have the modern and you have the legacy. But ladies and gentlemen, there's more. I mean, this is truly, truly a historic moment. It really is. And so we will soon get our new UTRGV IDs. And what a wonderful feeling, right, to proudly wear our IDs. And we will do it by providing this beautiful lanyard. So ladies and gentlemen, there's a purpose for all of this, right? And all of this will be available to you as you walk out of the program this morning, and it is to celebrate. It is to commemorate this very special moment that has brought us to this wonderful day. It's taken a lot of work, and there's no better way to celebrate it than to proudly wear, and we want to thank our marketing colleagues, wear our logos, wear our colors, and begin a wonderful tradition. Remember, as we leave here today, and this will be also included in this package, is that we will inspire the world at UTRGV. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Rodriguez?
Thank you, Ben. But wait, there's more. Thank you, Ben. Once again, everybody, Dr. Bailey, thank you so very much. We appreciate your leadership. We appreciate the vision that you have presented for the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. And folks, this is a very exciting, a very bright future for UTRGV, but it's not going to be possible without the active engagement, the support, the commitment, and the hard work of each and every one of you. So we welcome you to the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, and we look forward to working with each and every one of you under the leadership of the founding president of the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, Dr. Guy Bailey. But before we leave, I am told there is the final, third video that we would like to share with you. Please enjoy, and thank you very much for being here.
New questions. We will find innovative answers. We will connect science with research, providing solutions, improving lives. We will look at more than words and numbers, learning beyond the classroom, exploring new worlds. We will inspire and challenge you, creating opportunity, and building tomorrow together. Welcoming students to a new university with coastal research opportunities for the 21st century.